what is the plan that Republicans are putting forward? Because you do hear over and over and over again that Obamacare is terrible. You hear it every single time from Republicans. This is a mess. Why do subsidies need to exist? But I have yet to hear a robust plan from Republicans.
Tonight on the Unfiltered Take, when every side's talking about health care, but no one offers an answer, this 6 minutes exchange from CNN shows what happens when politics meets policy reality.
Well, generally, they want more free market choices. They want people to feel like that their insurance actually is usable. Right now, premiums are really high, deductibles are really high. I mean, I don't know about you all, but I know tons of people who have insurance that would tell you, it doesn't even feel like I have insurance at all. I pay. Look, I have a small business back in Kentucky. Every year I get a letter from the people that we get our insurance from. Your premiums that you pay for your employees are going up, 10, 15, 20%. I can tell you this, the insurance benefits never get better, and the employees that I have would tell you it doesn't ever feel like they're, any better off because of it. We pay more, but the health outcomes and the insurance benefits they get aren't any better. In fact, sometimes they're worse. And so it just feels broken, and it feels like you don't really have any choices. To me,
that's the part people forgot. For most small businesses, choice is just a word on paper. The cost curve hasn't changed in 10 years.
But you don't have choices because Republicans have not shown a robust plan. I hear the diagnosis of the problems, but where is the legislation, the full legislation that you can say, hey, we're going to replace this. This is our plan. Obamacare is over here. We don't want this.
I'm not sure Republicans are going to be for a government-run or government-mandated system. What they're going to be for is free market choices, giving people more choices that would probably drive down costs and put them in more direct touch with their own health care. Right now, they're in touch with insurance companies, which don't do anything.
But you know what, Scott, there's a lot of things in Obamacare, there's a lot of things in the ACA that Americans like, whether they are Republicans or Democrats or anything in between. The idea that you can't get kicked out of health care because of a pre-existing condition, the idea that there's no caps, all of these things are things that we've all benefited from, particularly the neediest amongst us. Look, I think this issue is not going to go away. And we're going to be talking about this because we're going to hear horrible stories. People are not going to be able to afford their insurance. I don't think even with subsidies, they're going to be able to afford the premiums that are hiking up 100, 200, 300%.
Wasn't Obamacare supposed to fix that?
When people, no, well, not without the universal, I mean, there's
Affordable Care Act.
Yeah,
Affordable was the first word.
The Republicans have been chipping away at the ACA, and I think this is going to be the death of the ACA. But it's also going to be the death of some Americans who don't go get screenings, who don't get diagnosed early enough in order to get treatment, who go in and instead of being stage 1 cancer are going to be stage 4 cancer. And we're going to hear horrible stories because Americans are going to choose to drop health insurance that they cannot afford. And we as a country have got to figure this issue out.
You asked Scott about, just real quick, you asked him about what the Republican plan is. And he couldn't answer. There's no plan.
I literally said
and the
free
thing
market,
about Donald Trump
choices,
is he's
lower
not
cost.
the thing about Donald Trump is he's not an outsider anymore. He's been in government a very long period of time. And then to your point about the SNAP's benefit, about Democrats being the party of humility, a government shutdown is an ugly business. Two wrongs don't make a right. Donald Trump was the one that refused that the rainy day fund that SNAP had.
No, Democrats refused to open the government.
No, they refused. There was a rainy day fund in place for that very reason of a possible government shutdown. 2 courts ruled against it. He has to do it. He still may not comply. Who knows? So don't say that's a Republican talking
Democrats
point.
voted
But back
to
to
keep
the
the
health care,
government shut down.
Obamacare, there's issues with it, but if you break it, you bought it. We can fix it within the system, or we can do something else. Your point about making it privatized, there's a lot of private health care insurance out there. None of it is affordable.
But
and if you think of getting rid of an affordable
You've
option,
been in
would make
Congress
it
and you
more
have
so.
seen vote after vote after vote to repeal Obamacare. And the question is to replace it with what?
Nothing, a concept.
Correct.
We still here in the time. When 2 courts said to Trump, feed these children, he has appealed that.
Why can't those
Why
two
won't he
judges
feed the children?
Why won't Democrats feed the children? Why don't we have Why don't we have 2 judges say to Democrats, you must vote to open the government because kids are hungry?
Wait, here's the thing.
Do 2 unelected judges have that authority?
Just
I don't
answer
think
the
so.
question. You can answer the question with your question all you want to, but the fact of the matter is,
An unelected judge probably does not have the authority to tell the exexecutive branch what to
There are 3
do.
different branches of government.
This
did.
is my
They
question.
can and then they did. And SNAP's
judge,
work without.
do you believe as a member of Congress, a judge can compel the executive to spend money that you haven't appropriated?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we didn't want kings.
Nobody
Maybe we
wants
need
king.
king for a day. What do we need? I mean,
Okay, but wait.
that is literally a king spending money that is not
The
appropriated.
judge is not a king. The
No, you're
judge-
turning the president into one if he
don't
can
know.
spend without appropriation.
Well, now, if you got a rainy day fund, it was appropriated at
Correct.
one time. The fund didn't come out of the air. The money is sitting there. Now, they didn't appropriate it yesterday or the day before, but the money was appropriated last year sometime, and the rainy day fund was there for this purpose.
Who
And rather than
appropriated
use
the,
it
who
to
appropriated the
defy
$40 billion
two
for
courts.
Argentina?
That line exposes the confusion that defines Washington. Everyone's arguing power, no one's owning outcomes.
My view is, as a look, you guys have been railing against Trump being authoritarian, having too much power, too much executive power, and at the same time, Democrats have been arguing that he should go out and spend money that has not been appropriated this
money
year
was
Has been
appropriated.
by
appropriated.
Congress.
It's
I
$3
just-
billion
Where did the money
that's
come
in a
from?
rainy day fund.
Where did the rainy day fund come from?
Was it specifically for this purpose?
Yes, correct.
I
It was
don't know.
three. It was three. I know for a fact it was $3 billion that's appropriated through snaps, specifically for either disaster relief situations or government shutdown. Trump said he didn't want to spend the money. People are going hungry because of it.
Because
we should
Democrats
be-
voted to keep the
but
government
we should
closed.
be clear that the shutdown that happened before this was the second longest. It was during the Trump administration, and guess what? SNAP was funded.
If this feels familiar, it's because both parties talk about fixing the system, but never explain how. That's why the Unfiltered Take exists. Context without chaos. Subscribe if you value calm clarity.